me record to the computer.
There you go.
Okay.
And then you can share your screen.
Okay. Oh gosh, it says the host needs to allow me to share.
Oh, I made you host. That's what's weird.
I think
Hey,
Sherry somehow
Sherry.
got the host role.
Weird. If you click on Kelly's, um, up in her three dots, you should be able to make her the host.
And or like allow multiple people to share, right? And then I can probably just
Mhm.
share it too.
Yeah, that's so weird.
If y'all too, if anyone, I know we've got someone from Tolleson, West Valley, Paradise Valley, Scottsdale. If anyone's from another area and wants to throw it in the chat just as we move along, and I'm kind of talking about fun links and things like that. If there are any other areas that we want to take a look at finding some fun links for, we can do that when that time comes. North Phoenix.
I'm not finding I'm not
Um,
not finding where to.
if you click on Kelly Byrne, you can see her, and there's three little dots. You should be able to make her host. Because I gave it to her at one point. I don't know how. Did you find it?
I'm looking at the bottom of the screen. I see three dots. It says host tools.
So if you go in to see the participants, actually,
Yeah.
can you log out and then it should give someone else the host? Sorry, guys. Log out and then log back in.
Oh yeah, it says she might be able to hover over me like you said, but and then just hit allow to
Yeah,
share.
you're now the host.
Oh, okay, let's see.
It's weird that she
Oh
had
yeah,
taken.
you're right. You're right. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Had to kick someone out to
sorry.
let me in.
I don't know what was going on with Zoom.
Weird. It's like you said, the tech stuff. I'm like, I come across that now too. It's like once your business gets to a certain level, it's like that's a whole nother. It's like if it weren't for technology, I'd love everything, but one little thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everyone see my screen okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. Should we just go ahead and get started?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to our LinkTree workshop. So, my name is Kelly, and I've been working with real estate agents for the last 5 years now, providing a multitude of services. And so, throughout help with social media and administrative services and all sorts of things, we've come across one of our absolute favorite tools, which is LinkTree. So, LinkTree by far is one of the best free tools and most user-friendly tools that we have built for our agents. And so I'm super excited to share it with y'all. And I'm if you're not from, I'll kind of run through what LinkTree is pretty quickly. I think some of you already have LinkTree and are just always looking for ways to enhance it. And then others may have no idea what LinkTree is. So just kind of running through quickly what LinkTree actually is. So LinkTree is like an all-in-one link hub, right? So it allows us to add any and all links that we want people to see. And I kind of see it as like a mini website or almost like a blocker to your website. So a lot of agents that come to us, like one of their biggest hot buttons is that they're overwhelmed by the idea of like needing a better website. They're like, it's so much money or it's so much time to put into it. I'm overwhelmed about what it is. And so this is a free tool that we can see as almost like a stepping stone to your website or a blocker if you don't even have a website or you're just kind of using one that was made for you. You can use this link almost in place of that to really get people to where you want them to go. So you can link all your contact information. We can link listings. We can promote our newsletters, events, and so much more. So we'll kind of go through a couple different samples here. Aesthetically, it's almost like the sky is the limit when it comes to how you'll want to design your link tree. So there's all different ways that you can go about that, but these are just kind of 3 different examples of some agent link trees and all the links that they've decided to use. So we'll go over a ton of ideas as we get each one's built, but as you can see, a lot of contact, starting a home search, getting people to check their home value, all the different ideas, getting them to your YouTube. So really kind of prioritizing what you want people to see when they get to your link tree. Oops, I want to click over. There we go. So where can we use our link tree? So LinkTree's socials are really the most prevalent place where we'll attach our link. So once you create your link tree, you get a link and a QR code. So when it comes to the link, you can put this at the top of any of your social media profiles. So whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, all of that. But in addition to that, especially if you really like it almost better than you like your actual website, we can be embedding this into email signatures, business cards. Like we have some agents that on the back of their business card will literally just have a QR code going to their link tree. We can put the QR code on postcards, mailers, listing flyers, brochures. You can even link to your link tree from your website. Open house signs. We've got a couple agents that have spruced up their link trees so much and love it so much that they'll even put like big open house podium signs up at an open house. And when people are leaving, it will be like, connect with me here, and a big QR code as people walk out the door to scan to go to the link tree, knowing that it's going to take them to a great tool that will provide, the links of where you want them to go. You can mention it in listing presentations and such. And so what we'll do today is we'll create an account. Everyone will create their own account. We'll start building the profile. We'll learn how to build links together. We'll learn how to create collections together. And then I can help you with some really fun ways to add some super fun links to your link tree. I also, after the class, I have like a 9-minute LinkTree 101 video that I can send everyone to. So if you're scrambling or you get lost or you're like feeling like you have to take notes, I have a really nice video walkthrough so that you'll be able to have that handy if you want to manage the LinkTree after we're all done. So these are just some link ideas and we'll go through these all, but just as we're walking through and building and thinking and kind of looking at those examples I sent. So we have all different things that we can be putting on these link trees. We can do our featured or active listings, buyer or seller guides, which a lot of times if you don't have your own, we can get these from some really neat things from Title. Home valuation tools, any home search tools. If you use Calendly or any like book a call with me type platforms, we can link that. If you're doing email newsletters, I highly encourage doing a link to view the monthly newsletter and then having people sign up through there as well. You can get a link to learning more about you. You can even create searches through MLS, like upcoming open houses, seasonally, like if we're approaching summer, homes with a pool, or if you like work with a lot of families, you can even create custom searches that will take people to great homes for kids or homes with great backyards, things like that. We can do links to people leaving you reviews or reading all of your reviews. So if you've got people, you have a strong like Google review base, you can send people to look at your Google reviews, or if you have a ton of reviews on realtor.com that you want people to get to, we can do things like that. So I'm gonna just kind of continue through this. This is a pretty short and sweet. That's actually it. And then we're gonna head over. Any general questions or anything on like what LinkTree actually is or anything like that? Okay, so we will go
Kelly,
ahead. Yeah,
Kelly,
sorry. A quick question.
yes.
So I know there's a limit on how many links you can add on Linktree, and you have to pay if you want it more, like upgraded version. Do you know how much it is?
So the upgraded version, I honestly recommend for right now, we can do up to 30 links on the free version.
Oh, really?
And yeah, and it's actually there's an unlimited tier for certain links even. So I never recommend going more than that anyway, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have yet just because it becomes very overwhelming at that point for the consumer, right?
Yeah.
So I have found that for all of the agents that we built Linktree for, that we haven't even had the need to look into the upgraded tier. The upgraded tier is great for like advanced insights, or if you want to like embed videos in your Linktree. But to do what we really need it to do, we're pretty confident that the 30 is a good amount. Do you think so?
Yeah, because when I created it, it only allowed me three. And I think it was probably 2 years ago when I created.
Okay.
So I think they changed that. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah, it must be because they've grown so much and they've got so many like sponsors now, and they're probably to the point where they've really been able to elevate that. Yeah, so definitely we can build way more than 3 links today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and any other questions?
I Kelly, I think you and I were talking. How can you see who's viewing your link tree or like I
Yeah,
guess what?
I'll
Okay.
put a note down to show you how we can check insights. Once we get in, I'll show you. Yeah, it's really neat. You'll be able to check, like, you can't see who's viewing it, but you can see the number of people viewing the different links. So I've made a note of that down here. And then can everyone see my screen here? Oh, Andrea, did you have a question?
No,
Oh, you like
sorry.
popped up. Okay.
I don't know.
Um,
I was touching something. Sorry.
no problem. Okay, so everyone's can see my link tree thing over here. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and sign up for free. So obviously, if you have a link tree, go ahead and log in. But I'm assuming some of us are building from scratch, right? I guess that'd be silly if everyone had a link tree, which I doubt, but just making sure. Do we have people on that we're going from scratch here? Okay, I'll just whip through building one just in case. So you'll go ahead and put in your email address. I'm gonna just put in my personal one. So because I'm gonna start a new one. And
I
I'll go
think
ahead.
sorry, Kelly. I was gonna say instead of people chatting in they're typing in their messages to you in the chat box.
Oh,
They can unmute so that there's interaction. Okay, guys?
sure. Yeah. Oh yeah, I see it. I had that minimized. So okay, yes, yeah. So it's just, is there any, so yes to we're building it from scratch, right? Okay. So I just went ahead and set myself a code. So I'm going to just check that code on my other screen here so that we can, I'm just going to do this exactly how I would do it on here. And I'll put my code in. You do not need to create a password yet. So once you log in using your code, it's just going to send you an email code every time. But then later on, I'll show you how you can set your own password if you'd like. So basically what it's going to do is it's going to have you put in your username. So I do recommend just using your first and last name here first, if that is available. If not, we can go ahead and add real estate agent or realtor to the end of it if you'd like. But let's go ahead and just try using your first and last name. Like mine, I know is taken because done them, but I'm just going to do like 2.7. But for SEO purposes, if just your first and last name is available, it is actually a better tactic to just do that instead of trying to add stuff to the end of it. So I'm going to go ahead and push through this screen here. Still to fetch. It's just. Okay, so it's going to ask what best describes your goal. We'll go ahead and select business. And then, yeah, like Mara said, just jump in if you get stuck or if you need me to stop, just unmute and let me know. So what are the main goals of LinkTree? So I always say to just go ahead and grow my brand. And then once you get to this business page, we're gonna go ahead and skip here. So this will push us through to that free package, which you'll find down here on the bottom. So when you get to the find the plan for you, they'll promote the upgrades. Again, a lot of which I find really good for retail and things like that. But for what we need, the free plan works just great. So we'll go ahead and get started on the free plan. And we'll go ahead and continue editing our link tree. So now it's going to get us to select a template. We can change this anytime later. So when we're learning how to build, I recommend let's go ahead and go with just this second one here, just so that we can all really learn like the bare bones. And then I'll show you how everyone can switch up the design later on. So we'll go ahead and just select this one. Kind of keep it simple. And then when it asks which platforms you're on, I typically recommend just doing the website for now to get through the screen. Then we'll be adding in the social platforms that we'd like later. A lot of people kind of jump to clicking a bunch of these, but really, we really want to focus on the platforms that we're using consistently and that we want people to actually go to. And aesthetically, I like better building these once we're inside anyway. So I'm going to just stick with my personal website for right this second. And then go ahead and continue in. So it'll ask you to add your website here. If you don't have a website or like it or want to, you can do your email or any like main social handle that you do use. And then I'll go ahead and continue in. Okay, so here's where it's going to have us add our profile details. So you can actually change your display name now to anything that you want. So if you have like if I was like Kelly Sells Scottsdale or Kelly Sells Arizona Sunset or Kelly Bernardi Realtor or real estate agent, this is where you can go ahead and put in whatever you would like. So I'm going to just use my name. I'm going to do like a My Agent Edge thing here. And then when it comes to your bio, so my LinkTree does short and sweet little bios. So they're going to max you out at 160 characters. So you can go ahead and just put in some little bullet points, or a little fun tip that you can do now or later that I like to show people is if you have like a little bio on your website, you can, so let's say I wanted to go on my own website and I want to do like an about us. So say you have like an about me on your website, you can copy that long bio, which you probably haven't updated in a while. We can go to Chat GPT and we can say, I would say something like, I am a real estate agent, in blank. Please take this bio and rework it for a LinkTree bio, maxing out at 160 characters. And what it'll do, it's going to be funky because I just plugged my own in. It'll just knock that out for you in like 2 seconds. So you don't really have to kind of overanalyze that. But are we all using AI and Chat GPT for a lot of stuff right now?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
It's the best. So like this literally even considered my little underline here. But I'm just going to pretend like this is great and take that. It'll give you some different, one tip with AI or Chat GPT when you're doing stuff like this, if you don't use it often, is, you really, the more details you give this, the better quality it's going to get back to you. So like for this purpose, I basically just said, I'm a real estate agent in blank. But if you have any type of niche or any ideal client, or you service families, or you service downsizers, or like there's like someone you're really going after, the more you you tell that to AI, the more it's going to give back to you, even when it comes to maximizing little bios and things like that. So I always recommend just kind of dumping in as many details, and then you'll notice that it really does have an impact on what it will give back to you. So again, I'm just kind of throwing this in. Now in your bio, another little fun thing that I like to do, there's a resource called emojifinder.com that I love when I'm building like little bios in here or doing newsletters or emails. So say I wanted to like throw in a house emoji real quick. I could go to emojifinder.com. I can type in house, click on the house, and it's going to copy it right for me. And then we can start, playing with emojis. I use that when I build the actual LinkTree links as well. But I love social media posts. This is great. You can do like key or cactus. It helps expedite the process, where you're like searching for all those emojis in that little bar. So that's just kind of a little fun fact there. And then you can even have the AI tool here rewrite this bio if you want. I also do recommend or like putting like your phone number at the end here. And you'll see where that pops up when we get through this page. All right. They're saying we are looking good. So it pulled an image from my website, which we can keep or take away as we go on. So we'll go ahead and continue building. But a lot of that kind of hard work is done for us now, as far as just really setting up that profile. So once we are in here, we can go ahead and start working on some of the basics. So you can go ahead and click here and add your profile image. So you can add your headshot. So you can go ahead and select the image from your computer. Or another little tip, like if I didn't know where my headshot was, you can even just go to your website and save the image directly from there. Or all computers have what I call, it's a snipping tool. It just popped up on my other screen. But if you do not know about your snipping tool, it is an absolute must. You can literally just copy out, and do you use it? Mars, she's like giving the nod. It's the best thing ever. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you don't know what that is, one of the first things you do when we hang up is Google like how to use your snipping tool, because I can just go ahead and snip anything. And I use that a lot for the LinkTree. So I could just save my headshot, go back to here, and then it's friends. Like I'll do that to be lazy just because I don't want to dig for stuff even. It's pretty ridiculous. I'll be like, oh, I'll just snip it. Just like with my passwords. If I forget, I'm like, I'll just reset it. Like who has time to find what your password is, right? Just reset it every time. Okay, so now we've got our name, we've got our headshot, we've got our little bio, which we can change the colors and all that good stuff later. Notice I liked having that phone number just because it's like right there. We obviously want people to know our phone number. So I like having that there. Now here, I don't really like how it just pulled this graphic from my website. So I'll show you how to change that later. But the next thing I would do as I'm building these accounts is, this is where we want to go ahead and start putting in our little social media bubbles. Okay. So this is going to create some nice little icons along the top. Versus, and that screen before where I showed you where it was like asking us to pre-pick all those icons, it's going to embed those as a bunch of links here, which I don't really think is necessary. I kind of like the aesthetic of popping them on top. So let's just walk through what that looks like. First thing we can add here is your email address. So if I click this little guy here, it'll ask if you'd like your icons on the top or the bottom. I always like them on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and add that. And I'm going to add my email. Oh, Andrea, you said fun. I know, right? All this stuff is so fun. Okay, so see, yeah, it added it as like a cute little bubble, and then they can click here to go right to the email address. So now let's go ahead and add, like I would add my Instagram now. At my Agent Edge. And it added in stuff. So I always recommend, like we have some agents that have every platform, but they're not using every platform. Like you might have Instagram and be fully engaged in that one platform, and you have all these other platforms, but you say you haven't posted on YouTube in like 2 years. I wouldn't really recommend trying to push people from here to YouTube because yes, it's nice that you have the YouTube, but if you haven't posted in years, people might get there and feel like you're not engaged or active. So like try to only put the links that you're active on and where you really want people to go. So website, Facebook, LinkedIn, email, obviously, Instagram, things like that. And so you can continue to add or remove. One thing to note too is this is all updated in real time and your actual link or QR code will never change. So if you come in later and add like your Facebook or your YouTube or your LinkedIn, it'll just keep auto saving in real time, which is super nice. Notice I haven't hit save on anything because it is just auto saving as I go. So hopefully by now y'all have a little photo, you've got your content here, and then a couple of links. If for some reason there are a ton of links built in down here, like say it auto-populated my social links, you can just go ahead here to hit delete, and then you can delete the link. So sometimes, like I said, that happens if on the screen before you picked all your platforms, it'll almost double up and do links here and links up here, which we just don't need. So here you'll notice before we go into how to build a link, here you'll notice, like I mentioned, it kind of auto pulled this graphic from my website, which I don't like. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the thumbnail here and I'm going to remove that graphic. And then when you go to layout, there's two options for layout. There's the classic, which is what I like. So this is just that nice, clean little link here. Later, like if you have a featured listing and you really want it to be really dynamic here, if you have a logo, really nice logo that you do like, you can format it and create this graphic here. But see how it takes up almost half the screen? I feel like it just distracts people from getting through to the link. So if it's like a small, clean little logo, I like that here. Or like I said, if there's a featured listing with like a gorgeous views or a pool and you're really trying to push it, this would be a good opportunity for this like featured setting here. But for right now, and for most of the time, we'll go with the classic. I know I have been getting some agents that have some nice logos lately, so I have been wanting to showcase that, and that's a good way to do that. But a lot of agents don't have, like a fancy logo, and so we would just clear that out. So right now, I do have a link that's going to my website. And so this is what a basic link here looks like. So you have the actual link and then above it, you have the text. So if I wanted to change this to maybe visit my website, I could do that. I could even go like here and hit web just for fun and maybe pop in a little emoji here if I wanted to. And then that is going to just change the content. And then I've got my link underneath it. Couple other little fun things depending on like the level of your tech level and how much you want to play with this. When you go to this thumbnail here, there's an option to choose from some icons that are already in here. So they're pretty basic, but it can be a nice differentiator to kind of break this up if we're adding a bunch of links. So you can actually search for like web here. Some of these I'm like, I don't even know what they are, but you'll see as we build it that it'll add like a nice visual variety. So if I did that, I might take this one out. But you can also add images too. So like if we have time later, I could show you, like you could get crazy, go to a website and snip an image from each site and then upload it here. And it does look very pretty. Also, if you add individual MLS links, it will go ahead and pull the image of those homes already for you. So you can play with it and change it if you don't like that. But sometimes what I recommend is any links that are not listings, go ahead and use these fun icons. And then if you do have a featured listing section, it'll pull the actual images and then it'll really give you like distinction between the two and it ends up looking really nice. So as we move further ahead, if you have an individual listing link, you can practice popping that in. And then you'll kind of see what it does. So we'll work on one of those. Any general questions or anything right now before we actually start building some links, or everyone's okay, I'm assuming? Okay.
Can you
So
tell me where you were at when you were picking classic? I got lost there.
yes, yep. So right here, you're going to go ahead and click thumbnail and I'm sorry, layout, and then it'll say classic versus featured. So
Got
I
it.
have a thumbnail in here, so it wouldn't even let me do the featured anyway. I'd have to go ahead and clear that thumbnail out.
Okay.
But yeah, this is where so there'll be a layout option on every single link. Now that I've clicked classic, all of my links after that are going to default to classic. So like I said, if you want a featured one to really pop, you would just click layout and then featured.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and we'll build one more link and then we'll kind of play around with collections before we get into design. One thing to note as we go along. So I mentioned all the different kinds of links that we can add. And so what I typically like to do if you're starting from scratch is to kind of keep in mind like a little section for buyers, a little section for sellers, maybe, as far as kind of breaking up the different things. So if you go to my website, myagentedge.com, I've created a tab here called LinkTree for agents, and I've created a lot of super neat. So like for y'all that are in Scottsdale, Phoenix area, I have a lot of really good links to pull here that you can play with. So you can literally just be copying and pasting these into your link tree. And then like for Tulsa West Valley, I see Casa Grande. As we get further, I can help you guys find some good ideas for links and I'll throw them in the chat. But for right now, as you're practicing building, if you see, like this is valley-wide concert. So this could apply to anybody, right? So as we're building, if you think you like this, you can just go to the site. You could take a look at what it is here. So this will take them directly to like a full concert guide. This is like the sports, so we've got sports seasons here. This link here, let me see if this is going to bring us to the October one. So this is actually, let's see real quick. This is September. I need to put October's and I'll send it to you. This is from the ladies at American Title who do like an amazing job and they will give us really cool links. So like even down here, when you click here, there's a really cool home relocation guide that the ladies over there have created for us. So you can actually, if you like something like this, you can use this. And then I just need to get their link for the October things to do. And they're probably working on November's already, but they have this really cool, if you're looking for something like this and you get on like Candace's email blast, she'll send these to you each month and you can pop them into your link tree. And they just do such an amazing job. Like they spend so much time on these. But a lot of times title or like a LO will have really neat resources. You can find rates. If you work with somebody, you could pull like their rates link here. This one's just from Forward Loans. But it's like takes you directly to today's rates. So that's kind of a neat link that you can put in there as well. But this will just kind of give you some good ideas. Here's like a Scottsdale golf guide, a link to the school district, kids-friendly restaurants. So, and like I said, if you have a buyer's guide or a seller's guide, I think that would be something great that you could do like in a 4 buyers or a 4 sellers section. So just going back and like building in a basic link. So let's say that we service everywhere, but we want to highlight Scottsdale, right? Like that's kind of like our main area that we want to work on. So I would maybe go ahead and pick one of the links from here for like maybe let's do like the hiking and biking guide. Okay. So Experience Scottsdale, by the way, is like the best website for resources in Scottsdale, but like this hiking and biking guide is really neat. So let's say that I want to just kind of start dumping in some local links. So I'm going to go right up here to this purple and just paste this link right in. Now, once it's in here, I'm gonna rename it. Oh, yay. I'm so glad that you like it. Okay. So I'm gonna have a collection that says Scottsdale up top. So I'm going to just call this a hiking and trail guide. And then I'm kind of liking these little icons here. So I already know there's a cactus one, so I'm going to just go ahead and use that. And what this is also doing is it's showing us as the area expert, right? So if you service Scottsdale, Mesa, Tempe, whatever, like we can have collections for all of those little cities. So when someone gets to you, it's such a quick and easy way of them being like, okay, I know who she is, where she services. And obviously she's kind of an expert on all the things going on, like just from getting to your LinkTree. So now that I've got the hiking and trail guide, I'm going to add some collections to kind of start breaking these up. So let's go to add a collection. Let's see, one of our agents has her LinkTree link pointing to her domain in GHL. This was the first time seeing it that way. Oh, that's interesting.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and Go High Level. So instead of actually having an agent website, she used her domain that she got on Go High Level from us.
Yeah.
So it was like brittany.blissrealtyinvestment.com. So it's pointing to her link tree. I was like, ooh, that's clever too.
Oh yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. It's directing them to like very targeted places. I love that. And then if you have like landing pages through there, like I said, like the home evaluator tool or the home searches, you get them there, and then maybe you have like a lead capture, a lead magnet. If you have any pages, you can even just create. If you have a simple website, you could create like a lead magnet landing page, right? And then just have that kind of be top of mind here. Also, I have an agent that sells land, so she has a lot of listings at one time. So she only uses it for that, and she's always like, shop my listings here. It's like a little mini like shopping page, and she's fortunate enough to have a ton of listings at one time. But it's also for agents that don't, this can make you look active and busy, right? Even if you don't have a bunch of listings going on. So that's what I like about it too. But so I went to add and I hit collection. And so here I'm going to do a collection called Scottsdale. And this is where I might use like my emojis from here. I might, no, I might do like a cactus here just to kind of like differentiate the collections from the actual links. But you'll see what this is going to do is I'm going to drag this hiking and trail guide into here. And then you'll notice on the right, it's creating a little bucket. So it's creating a Scottsdale category for me. That's why I removed Scottsdale from this link itself. Now for the visit my website, let's create a collection called like contact me. And I might put this on top. And then I'm going to drag the visit my website into here. Maybe I'll do like a waving emoji or something. Just to make it friendly. Okay. And so, like I said, for those of you that are willing to go everywhere, just go ahead and start putting some different cities in here and then adding some different ideas for each city. Do you guys all use like a same buyer and seller guide, or does everyone because I know some titles have some really good ones too. Or if you ever have any pages or PDFs, that's another thing that's really cool is like if you were to make like a buyer 101 page or why buy versus rent page of your own, those that might be good in Canva or good at creating things, you can turn any PDF into a link. So you can start to create fun little resources. And then so it might say why buy versus rent. They click and then it takes you to like a branded PDF. So you can do so much with it. It's almost overwhelming, but even just getting the basics on here is awesome. So let's go ahead and add one more for Scottsdale just to kind of make this look pretty. Also on Experience Scottsdale, I just found I've been showing her. I love these. I thought this would be cute for open houses and bring like little packs of crayons, but they do these coloring books. They do these like kids Scottsdale activity books, and they even do like the adult therapeutic coloring books. So you can actually download these and print them. And I thought that that was super cute. You can also get maps and such here, but they do a full Arizona guide. This architecture guide is really cool and just something very different that you could do there. A guide to Old Town, a kids guide. So again, great if you're into families. Like I had an agent the other day, they created a 4 families collection. They did the kids guide, the printable coloring books, and then Experience Scottsdale even has like at the family friendly restaurant link that you can find on my website. So you can get so creative with the different little categories of buyers or sellers that you might have. I love this event page. So if you click on events, it literally, this is just the best resource that people can literally see what's going on at any and all times. So like this would be one that I would link. And then for those of you in Phoenix, Central Phoenix, North Phoenix, visit phoenix.com has almost the identical same resources as this. There's a Visit Glendale, like almost every major city has a site like this that we can pull from. So I'm going to go ahead. Again, we'll practice adding another link. So I had copied that events guide here. I'm going to add that in. So it did pull a graphic from me, which I love if I were consistently using this type of imagery. I'm going to change it just so we're consistent. But that I do like how they do that. It's on some of the things, but I'm going to go ahead and just set a different thumbnail. So let's do like a calendar icon. So this I'm going to change to just say upcoming events. And then I'm going to drag this into my Scottsdale category. Here. And then just going back to ideas here, we've got agents that are just obsessed with the pup. So if you are one of those pup people, bring Fido.com. You can put in any city and it will show you all the dog friendly restaurants. I love this site. So you put in your city here and it like ranks all like how dog friendly they are. And then when you click on it, it will even tell you like everything that they do for dogs. So this is a really cool one for those agents that kind of have that. Now, if you are like one of the agents that likes to feature pups, which again is just a thing, you could do this. And then you could even find like your local dog adoption agency and like go to the link where they have the weekly dogs up for adoption. And you can even link that, like view the dogs that are up for adoption this week. And if you're one that are utilizing stories on social media and you use links, I mean, this is where that really pays off because you can link them from stories into the LinkTree. So that's where you could create like a whole little funnel where you're targeting certain groups of people on here. Okay, so I've got all those in. Before I go into like aesthetics, design, and then showing you how to check insights, any other specific questions so far?
Kelly,
Yes.
you said from the story link, how's that work? Can you show an example?
Yes. Okay. So if you are doing a story on social media, this up here, when you go to share, this is going to be your LinkTree link for everything, right? So you can copy this link and share this into any story that you share. So say you do like a post on dog friendly restaurants or of a dog, and then you know how to add link to your stories?
No, I
Or
don't.
Oh, okay. So when you're on social media, like on Instagram and you're posting stories, you can actually add links through the sticker tool. So when you post to a story and then you'll click on stickers. I am going to be doing, my next workshop for 2026, we have a stories only workshop coming because you can do so much with stories. It's crazy. But just to keep it simple, any post you make into a story, you hit the sticker icon, click on link, And that's where you can pop in any link that you want. So a lot of times if my agents are heavily utilizing their link tree, we'll use the same link tree link up there all the time, but you can kind of change what it says. Like view pet friendly restaurants here. They can click on it, and then once they get here, they'll clearly see that there's a link for that. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Uh,
thank you.
yeah, and just play around with that link, because if you have a listing, and you pop anything into stories about that listing, or if you have an open house and you add a link through the stickers, you can paste in the link to the listing, and then they can click right there to get to the listing. So that's the best thing about stories. Like I'm almost more into stories than feed posts, because you can be so much more active with them now. And so we're very heavily promoting links in the stories because people love to click out from there.
Are you able to do a link in the reels too?
So you can't do a link in a reel itself, but what you can do is you make your reel and you post the reel, and then you share that reel up to stories, and then you add your link there.
Okay, got it.
You also can then attach that story to your highlight bubble so that so your story with the link can go further and stick, those little bubbles up top that you see?
Mhm.
That's how you can kind of like get a reel with a link to stick, because you've posted the reel to the feed, you've shared it up into stories, and you've linked it. And then you share that to your highlight bubble, and it's there forever. So it's almost like a back end way of getting a reel attached to a link. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
that's
Okay,
a good way. Yeah, definitely. Thanks.
sure. Okay. All right. So yeah, if any other questions, just jump in. But right now, let's hop over to so real quick, Mara, when you hover here, it's going to show you lifetime clicks for every link. So you can just hover if you're logged in. You can just go to the link that you want to look at and hover over it, and it will show you the amount of clicks. So if you haven't been promoting your link tree, odds are you're not going to have a ton of clicks on here. But if you start promoting the link tree more often, you will see that. Or like we have agents that they'll like see how many clicks are on it, and then they'll try to push it at an open house. One thing that we just came up with that's kind of fun is creating like little cards for your open house. So on like an 8.5 by 11, and a lot of times title will help you with these. You get with your title rep and say, I have an idea. I want to do a cute little card for my open houses that just say connect with me, and it's a QR code, and that's it. And then you cut them into just little cards, and you can hand those out. Or like I said, have a big sign that people are scanning when they leave. And so like I have one agent who's obsessed with this. And so he'll go to an open house, check the link, like screenshot his clicks, and then give out these cards and like have them scan. And then he'll be checking to kind of see if it's working right. I mean, you can't see exactly who's clicking, but and then another like kind of initiative too is just showing your sellers like another way that you're really pushing their listing. So if you do have listings that you put on here, I'm trying to think of a listing link that I can put on here. I wonder if Mara, is it okay if I pull yours up on my other screen and just pull one of your listings to like, okay.
Yeah, sure.
Let me do that over here because we did that. Let me see. I'm like so afraid of exiting out of this thing with all my screens. Okay, let me just pull you up really quick. Another thing I just saw somebody did was like links to like upcoming tea times in certain areas because we're hitting like that nice golf weather. Or like on Experience Scottsdale, they have like a whole guide to patio dining. I thought that was kind of cool. And they had that right up top. Just because we're hitting like that super nice time. Okay, so I'm gonna here I am. I've got this. So I'm gonna just pull up a link to one of your listings, just like a random one here. So this is just an example. If I wanted to if I have a flat, like an MLS link, I'm just going to paste it right in.
Which if they don't have a listing, they can go under the company listings and they can post those links. Just a heads up.
I love that. Like featured listings, right? Or if
Yeah.
there's like a really
Yeah.
cool listing that you want to feature, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And it makes
Not the
you look good.
office. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it because agents are like, oh, I'm checking out my office. Well, we have 3 different offices. So you have to use company listings so you get everything.
Okay. But yeah, that's a great idea. So say this was like a random listing. It wasn't even mine. I can pop it here. I can go to add a collection. And then I can say featured listings. And like people might even just think it's your, it makes you look like you're in it, right? You're busy.
Yeah.
So let's do like a key. Whoop. Um, and then I'll pull this up. And then what I like to do too is like instead of the address here, like I'll pull up the actual listing. It's on my other screen. Hold on. So say this wasn't mine and I would pull this up. Oh, it's because I have it up on the other one. Hold on. Oh gosh. Okay, well, anyway, I would pull that link up and then maybe I would change this to like 4-bedroom stunner in Levine or whatever. Like I would that way because you want them to click on it. Um,
Yeah.
or whatever. You can use ChatGPT, put in the public remarks and say, I need like a killer one-liner that's going to make people click on this. And then ChatGPT will give you something really cool. So that's really neat to do something like that. You can also like say you knew, I don't know if you guys ever get like off market, like of something that's coming soon and it might not have a link. You can turn this, you can go to like add. And when you add the link, you can actually put an email address like to pop out like for a contact form instead. And there's actual forms in here too. I'm not going to just for the sake of time dabble with this now, but these are free forms. So you could say like, email me, are you interested in coming off market listings or whatever? You can even create forms or like little RSVP things here too, which is pretty neat. But so anyway, yeah, featured listings here. Featured listings contact. Yeah. And then all that here. And then again, I like how this like pulls a photo of the home and kind of makes that pop. So I'll go ahead and show you how to kind of dabble with design. So if you go over here to the left, this is if you want to just completely change the theme. So we kind of flew through the prompts there. You can always undo anything from here. So if I accidentally clicked this or I want to play with these and I didn't like it, this is going to kind of change the whole theme, but I can just back out at this point. So it will auto save as you go, but you can always undo. So this is if you want to completely change your theme. This is going to customize the header. Now here you will see some of the pro upgrades. So like if I wanted my photo, this would be an upgrade. Like if I wanted my photo to be huge, again, nothing to me that's like a game changer, but, look for the little lightning bolt and that will be what pro is, but we can still change all of our fonts. So this will be where we can, change our fonts. We can change our colors. So this is like my title color. If I wanted to make that pop, you can change, the background wallpaper. So I can go ahead. These are like suggested colors that match the photo that I put in, but you can change the background color. And then you can add, so even on the free, you can add gradient, you can add checkers, which I wouldn't necessarily do, but you can add blur. So now, like, say this was the color I picked, I might change my title to white, which is what FF gets all Fs. Yeah. And then the text, we can play with all the text. So I can change the font. Some of these will be pro, but you can do a lot of fun fonts, even without. So I could change that if I wanted to. I could change, so I'll definitely change this, maybe just to black. So that changed my collection things here. And then I'll change these to black too. And there you kind of go, right? I mean, that is like you can do a lot when it comes to design, even with that. I'm seeing if there's any, okay, chats, we're good. And so that kind of covers like the aesthetics kind of thing. I think I'll change this to black too. And then we can go back. I'll obviously save my changes, and then I would just continue adding links. So again, I'll send that little presentation with like suggested links, and then we can poke through here. But like, for example, let's see. So like the West Valley, there's, like I said, I think there is I saw Casa Grande. I wonder I'm trying to think of some good sources. But like here's Experience Glendale, and it'll just show you there's like a bajillion different things that we can link here. If we wanted to talk about the resort, which will probably never open in our like lifetime at this point, we could put that on there. That thing's taking forever.
Yeah,
but you've
but
got
this is cool.
it's so cool, right? Biking, hiking,
Huh.
shopping, sports, restaurants, coffee shops, ice cream and dessert. So, I mean, if you wanted to, again, if we're approaching summer, you could have like a summer collection and then do fun stuff like this, right? Let's see. I wonder if there's like is there a visit Casa Grande? I don't know. Trying to think. I wonder what's out there. Oh, let's see. Visit Arizona has a Casa Grande page. Oh. So like, okay, check out the neon sign park. Like I'd be like, oh, what's that? And if it's something really cool, I mean, maybe this is something a must see. I don't know. Maybe this is something that you put on and highlight into stories that like someone might have never known about. And then there you go. You just kind of hit like a random thing. So the National Monument, there's Kaywood Farms, things like that. Visit the city website. There might be some stuff on there. And then so for West Valley, there's some good stuff out there for like oh gosh, there's so much going on over there, Buckeye and all of those different areas. Visit Phoenix has a good one, and it covers all parts of the valley. So if you click on their menu, again, they almost start. Fountain Hills has some great stuff. There's a travel guide, which is cool. This is a neat one too, all about the desert in general. So we just did a collection on one of our agents, and it was like a Sonora Desert one, and it was just all about so like they put a random thing about cacti, which like I didn't know that cacti saguaros are only found in like here parts of Mexico and like a tiny bit of California. So people from all over the world may have not even seen one of these in real life, which I was born and raised here, so I just had no idea. But like you can really dial into some fun facts. Also, if anyone's doing newsletters like this, obviously, you can just find so many different things here. Oh, also, I'm going to show you. So again, up here, when you want to actually
Sorry.
use your, oh yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of newsletters, is there a way to create a newsletter on Linktree? Or you have to have
No, this would be more so like a link to a newsletter that you've built elsewhere.
okay.
Yeah. So for example, you build a newsletter in MailChimp or Flowdesk, you can turn that newsletter into a link and then add it to the link tree. So like read my latest newsletter edition, and then they could click, and then like you can, and then it will say like subscribe now. So if you're building newsletters anywhere, even if so, like some agents I know that they actually use Canva, they build a newsletter and then they embed that into an email. You can PDF it and turn that into a link. So it's like you can turn anything that you want into a link, which is really cool. So you
So
could
if I
even,
have I'm sorry, if I have a PDF, I can turn it into the link and I can change it monthly, right?
Yes. So you could create your own little cute little newsletter, PDF it, and then go to like Adobe or whatever PDF program you use and turn it into a shareable link. And then and then you can link anything you want to here.
Can you upload that PDF newsletter into the Canva and then create a link from it?
Or if you already have the PDF link, you could go to like Adobe, upload it into there, and then you hit share and it'll create a link for you.
Does it have to be the one you paid for the Adobe, or it's the free one?
I'm not sure. I've always paid for Adobe, but there are like free PDF converters. Like, if you Google it, I think there are a bunch. So, and you'll get like up to 3 free. So free convert, I bet you could do, yeah. So this will let you do like probably 1 to 3 for free, and you can literally just convert it here into the PDF.
Okay,
Or turn the PDF into a link,
right.
which
Okay,
is cool.
thank you.
Also, this is super random and off topic, but I just ran into this really neat program called Hazine, and you can get up to 5 free flip books. I've just been telling everyone about this because it's so neat. But you can take like any presentation that you have and turn it into like a super neat like flip book where you can hear the pages flip. And they're free and they have 0 ads. So I've been like all over this. But anyway, so say you had like a cool presentation and it was Flip Snack. What's Flip Snack? Is that the same like a flip book? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll have to look. I don't know. It's probably very similar. Only like if you wanted some free ones on here with no ads, I guess you could just create some more. Like I know Issue was like the go-to, but there's ads everywhere for any free ones. And so you have to pay a lot. Does Flip Snack have like ads along the sides?
No, but you can only do a couple that are free, and I needed them for Bliss, and I needed them for my team,
There you go.
for my
So
business. So
sign
I
up for
like,
Hazon.
yeah, I like the links because after you've done a call with a client, whether buyer or seller, then I have my email templates and I insert the link of here's my buyer's guide, here's my listing guide, here's my process guide, right? Like, so the attachments get blocked, but the links are fabulous.
Yeah, and people I feel like are feel differently about that. Also, like in
Uh-huh.
um we should do like in the footer of newsletters, we could have buttons for all of those things too. And then that
There
stays
you go.
consistent throughout every newsletter and that for buyers, for sellers. And
Yeah.
I know like your email signature has some links in it.
Those
I
are
don't
my
know if you have those
YouTube.
linked, but I mean like you could even add
Yeah.
more if you wanted.
Yeah.
And put those in there. That'd be cool.
Huh.
Um, so one of our agents took Title made him a buyer presentation that was like 20 pages long. He ended up taking out 4 of the pages. So he extracted them and made them into individual PDFs for his LinkTree. So like for sellers was like the prepping your home checklist. So like he just extracted it from this massive presentation as like a cheap, kind of like a quick and easy way to like create resources for his LinkTree. So I thought that was kind of cool. You know what I mean? Like a way of pulling them out. And then again, like what's your home worth? Search my home. What do you recommend for like current home rates? Like, do you just send them to, is there a certain, so you could send them to like NerdWallet or like I said, the forward loans, stuff like that, right? Because people are kind of interested in like the rates. QR codes. So again, up here at the right, when you go to share, so this is your link again that never changes. So this is when you want to like digitally use this. So if you go into like your Instagram profile and you don't like your website, like you can literally just replace it with this. And obviously they can get to your website still. But if your website isn't doing much for people, you can pop this link into your social media profiles and send them here instead, or in addition to your website. But I love this. So if you click QR code, this automatically is your custom QR code. So you can download it here. And then this is where you can put it on any postcards, the back of your business card, your open house flyer, anything you can print. you can pop on there. So that's pretty cool. Well, we have another guy that just started farming. He's using like the boomerang DM, like the buy one get one free cards. Have you guys seen those? And he's putting his link tree on there. So this is something else that's cool. If you're looking to like farm in a kind of non-salesy way and get people to the link tree, like agents seem more pumped to do this, feeling better about this versus their website. But these are these cards and they're postcards. I think it's loading. Yeah, but they're buy one, get one free. And they're geocoded to your area and they're really good. Like this month is a buy one, get one free Payway Bowl. Next month is Jamba Juice. And on the back is just kind of your basic info. But you can send people to your link tree as the call to action from these if you wanted to. I love these for like your neighborhood, or if you've got kids in sports, go and you can actually order these just to hand out too, like at open houses or at your gym or like your kids' sports. But anyway, LinkTree, you can get this can be like a way to get people to your LinkTree in a kind of fun way. I love these. Like Crumble Cookie was a couple months ago. Does anyone do these? I feel like I might have talked to some, I don't know. But anyway, these are really just that's another random kind of tangent, but they can, you know, if you have neighbors maybe and they see stuff like this, like you'll get comments on these. They're fun. Everyone likes free stuff and free food, right?
Kelly, how would you use that? Would you create a story again and then link that?
So this is an actual physical mailer that
Uh-huh.
you're mailing. So this was just kind of a random way of thinking of getting people to your link tree from like a printed item. So this is just a company where you go in, you import a farming list or your neighborhood or your sphere. And they're only $1.09 per card and they mail them out for you. So I was just saying, if you wanted to put your link tree as like your contact info, trying to get people from this mailer to your link tree. But yeah, and then for 89 cents each, they would actually mail you a stack. Yeah, add it to your agent info site. So like you could even have like what I would do is if I was sending these out and then I got one, like I have one, this was from a couple months ago, but it's like a Mad Greens for Mad Greens. I don't know if you could see it, but I would like do a boomerang story on my Instagram, like showing it and then saying like, do you want to sign up for this or want this for yourself? And then you can have a link in your link tree to have people contact you to like sign up for these. That could be a really cool little thing. And then each month you show like the Payway one or this one was, what was this one? Oh, this is my Payway one. I don't know if you could see it, but yeah, it's like a buy one, get one free Payway Bowl. Oop. I don't know why it's so blurry. Anyway, and then the back is just very subtle where it's not super salesy. You can also team up with like a lender or a title or another agent if you're working with somebody and then split the costs and then have both. And if you're sending it to people all over, you can check this map and you can see like the upcoming deals. So like down in Queen Creek, so they're doing the Payway one. But like this one might be Jamba if there's no payways around. And they go to all the different states, so it's pretty cool. I like them a lot. What other questions do we have or do we need any other ideas? Let's see. West Valley. Yeah, anything else? And did everyone kind of have success in building it? I hope you did. Again, I'll send a follow-up video that you can keep handy. It's like an 8-minute video, just literally going through the basics so that if you get stuck, you'll have no problems if you just follow that.
Would you add also like a Calendly where they would schedule a meeting? Would it be under the contact me? Would you say
So you can do that, or yeah, like I would probably add. Yep, you just go here, just copy and paste the Calendly link in, and then maybe title it "Book a Call with Me," you know, or something like that, and it'll take you right to I love Calendly.
perfect?
I
Thank you.
I just heard some stat the other day that like people are more likely to call you if you have like a formal booking link, like a schedule, like if you use a schedule tool. I don't know. Oh yeah. So Mara, yeah, so said I have my calendar connected to the Go High Level and then have a link for that too. Yeah. So that's okay. So you don't even need Calendly. You can just use the link in there. Yeah, I bet that program has so much.
It's it's cool. It'll go through and tell you everything that you can stop signing up for, and it's like, oh, this is
Oh,
it, or here's the third party. Yeah, it's crazy.
oh, that's so neat. Because like Calendly will start to charge you after
Uh-huh.
you try to build out certain events or whatever. Or if you
Yeah.
want it to like read your calendar, sometimes you might have like something on your calendar that you could still book over and Calendly will get confused, so they'll want to charge you
Yeah.
more.
Oh, it was doing it to me. That and Indeed, it's a hot mess. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Gosh, so there's that. Yeah, so there's so much. Like it's almost hard to not go too crazy. That's why I'm like more than 30 link. It's just, it's just like it would be a lot. But I do love how this free version is so it lets you do so many and it's just so user friendly. Like for me to drag and drop, I'm just like, thank you so much. Like it's so nice, right? It's so easy. You just shimmy things around. And again, if anything at all and you do it and you never use it and people click on it, it is just a great vetting tool, right? Like same with social, like just being consistent on and present on there. Even if a billion people aren't liking and following your stuff, anyone that goes to that page that is going to see you as like they're using that as a source of credibility. Like people do that. And so I do think that when people click this link in your bio and they see this, it automatically just registers you as such a more credible source than maybe getting to a landing page that doesn't really work or getting to a website and they don't know what to do. So I love it. So I'm glad I got to share it with you guys.
If I have further questions, can I contact you, Kelly?
Yeah, of course. Yep, just reach out to me. And also I love doing these workshops. So if there's Mara, if you notice anything big that agents are struggling with, let me know too. I'm happy to hop on. And
Okay.
like I said, we've been working with agents forever. So we just kind of seen all the different things that they've run into. And so, but they're super fun to work with. So happy to share what I
Awesome.
know.
And I know we've got you scheduled for classes in January, correct?
Yep. So yep, January we're gonna do like a top 10 programs that all agents should know about. So like Boomerang you'll probably hear me talk about that one again. But things like that,
Okay.
like just 10 awesome free sites. Well, the 10 are free, and then I might do like a bonus, which would be like the Boomerang. And then we're gonna do an AI one. We have that one on for March. So that'll be like 5 fun ways to use AI, one of which is like creating your ideal client avatar and like having it give you reviews and then working backwards through action items to make sure you hit like your ideal client's ultimate like review, 5-star review of you. That one's going to be fun too.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Where can
Thank you
where
so
can we find
much.
your information, Kelly? I'm sorry.
What was
Her
that?
info's on
Oh,
I'm sorry.
her info's on the agent info site.
Okay.
It's under marketing.
Okay. Thanks so much.
Mm-hmm.
yep. And then just also myagentedge.com. And then I'll send you the link to that video and you can send it out or however you want to do
Okay.
that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks,
my
everyone.
pleasure. Thank you guys. Have a great day, everybody.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks, Kelly.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye.